Okay, so let me get right into this. If you fear people, you're not going to live a very satisfying life. Period. End of story. Now, Proverbs 29:25 says, if you are afraid of what people think about you, you're never going to feel safe. In other translations, it says that the fear of man will prove to be a snare to you, a trap. In other words, as long as you are fearing people, what they think about you, their opinion of you, how they view you, you're never going to do very much in this world. Now, I'm not telling you this is an absolute, and I'm going to get to Rihanna in just a moment. I'm not saying that this is an absolute, meaning you shouldn't care what nobody think ever, to hell with everybody and you just going to do you and no one's opinion makes any difference. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that in the proper context, meaning you want to do something with your life, you want to move forward, you want to achieve the things that God has created you to achieve. You want to be about the business of God. You want to express yourself. You want to use your gifts and talents. You want to build something. You want to create something. You want to move and flow in a positive way based upon the things that God has called you to do. And you are afraid to do that because you scared of what people gonna say and think about you. That's the context. If you do that, you're not going to live a very fruitful, productive, satisfying life. Now, why do I share this? Why do I say this? It is amazing to me, the negativity that Sister Riri is getting after this Super Bowl. It's amazing. Now, let me count the ways. She's pregnant. Baby with child. Do you know that my wife had 4 children? I know a little something about childbearing and about, the whole process. Do you know that it is, pretty darn good that Sister Riri didn't cancel, that she didn't find a way to get out of this thing. But instead, Sister Riri showed up. She actually showed up. That's point number 1. She didn't cop out. She didn't say, nah, I ain't feeling good. I got a little morning sickness, yada, yada, yada. I'm going to go ahead and back out. No, Sister Riri said, I'm going to keep my commitments. I'm going to show up to the Super Bowl. Number 2, Sister Riri gets up on a platform 100 feet in the air. If it's my wife, I ain't feeling too good about that. But to each his own. But she gets up on a platform to provide a spectacle for the audience, the millions of people watching. But yet we still find a way to have a problem with this girl. She sings her butt off. And we still find a way to have a problem with this girl. Now, I'm not into that music. I don't really get down with her music. I'm not picking at her music. It's just not something that I necessarily listen to. But people who are fans of hers, she showed as much of her little belly as she could. What you want the girl to do? What you want her twerking and dropping it like it's hot. And she's pregnant. So she showed what she could show, I guess, and did whatever she could do. She moved the best she could move. My point is, she's giving you everything she can give you. But here's what she cannot give you. Everything that you want. We as a society, we nuts, man. We are wild. We got a problem with everything. We can't be happy about nothing. Now, what really sparked this video for me was I had a couple of conversations, 2, with people that I know Don't even listen to Rihanna. Don't even listen to Sister Riri. Ain't got no albums. Can't tell you no songs, no lyrics. Don't listen to this girl. And yet they found a way to pick and poke and find a reason to jump on the bandwagon with so many others about why she didn't do a good job and how it was disappointing and she didn't bring out any guests and she didn't do this and she didn't do that and blah, blah, blah. You know what I realized? Ain't none of them people billionaires. Not a one of them. Everybody who criticizing this girl, and I'm not like up on the money stuff, but I'm like, money and wealth at least exposes one thing. It doesn't make you a good person. It doesn't make you any of that. But I bring up the money thing because one thing about our country, if you are wealthy, it means that you're serving a large volume of individuals. You're at least producing something, some product, service, something that is servicing and serving a large population. In other words, you are contributing greatly to this country or to the world at large. So if you sitting back and you criticizing and nitpicking on this girl and you're not a billionaire, multi-millionaire, it fascinates me that we find ways to sit back on our couch or sit behind the computer screen and type away and troll and do memes and like rip people down instead of building people up. And what I've learned so many times over and over and over, and really the purpose of this video is to share with you, if you don't already know, or if you just needed a reminder, Proverbs 29:5, man. If you are afraid of what people think about you, you will never feel safe. The fear of man will prove to be a snare for you. In other words, if you care about what everybody thinking and their opinions of you and their criticism of you and their critiquing of you and the little problems that they find with you, you're not going to live any sort of quality of life. Like your quality of life is just not going to be where you want it to be. You're not going to experience the life that God created you for. You're not going to progress the way you want to. You're not going to move forward in life the way that you want to. It's just not going to happen because people, you just ain't going to never please them. We are crazy out here, man. We wild. Instead of finding and picking out what this girl did good, she showed up, did her best, sang her best, danced her best, gave the best, spectacle, like visually, like she did as best she could. And we still wasn't happy. Nah, she didn't do this. She didn't do that. She didn't wear this. She didn't bring out that. She didn't do. Whoo! Now, let me just, as I wrap this up, let me put this into your context. What is it that you want to do in this world that you scared to do because of what everybody else is saying? What is it that you want to move on, but you scared to move on it because of what everyone else might say or might think about you? I don't have a real great solution for you in terms of like trying to get people to like you and accept you and love you and be okay with you. That ain't the purpose I'm trying to express right now. What I'm trying to express to you is do it. Do it. God's given you a gift. God's given you a talent. God's blessed you with something. He's given you a vision. He's given you something to do, a work, a contribution, a talent, a skill. If he's given you something, some sort of artistry, some sort of expression, freaking do it, man. And do it to the best of your ability and enjoy every moment you're doing it. Why? Because this world and the people out in these streets, They're going to find something wrong with you anyway. They're going to talk about you anyway. They're going to nitpick anyway. They're gonna find something negative to spit anyway. And just some extra game. When people come at you crazy, 9 times out of 10, it ain't got nothing to do with you. They negative anyway. And a lot of that you're receiving from them, that energy that you're receiving from them, that's their own reflection, right? Listen, your projection, right, stems from your reflection, right? You be to others the way that you be to yourself. You feel me? So if somebody's spitting venom and coming at you with them bad vibes, they was venomous, and they surrounded in, with the bad vibes all by themselves. You just happen to be in a space. So it really probably ain't got nothing to do with you anyway. It's probably because of just who they are and how they're being, and then you get around them and some of that crap just rubs off on you, because misery loves company, and that's just how we go. That's just what we do. So anyway, man, again, Proverbs 29, man, 25. Don't be afraid of what people are going to think about you. And even if you are afraid, do it anyway. Yep. Because if you are afraid of what they think, the Bible tells us, then you ain't going to never feel safe. There is no security in that. You're going to always be people pleasing, which is impossible. And you're going to always be all over the place, up and down, and just trying to get people's validation and getting people's acceptance of you. And it don't work. It don't work anyway. Let it go. And then it says that it will prove to be a snare, right? The fear of man will be a snare. It is like actually the fear of other people becomes something that actually catches your foot. It like, right, like a snare. You get caught in a trap, right? And it keeps you from moving forward. It's like you try to move forward, but the snare got you. The trap got you, right? So fearing people, a snare, you can't move forward. You're going to be stuck. And internally, you're never going to be at peace. You're never going to be at rest, because you're just not going to feel safe, because you're never going to know. You're never going to know what's on the other side of going forward and doing it anyway, because you're going to always hold back. You're going to always compromise. You're going to always be out of integrity. You're always going to be fake and phony, because you're going to always be trying to, wear a different face, wear a different mask, be a different person depending on who you're around. And that's just not a life to live. That's a very inconsistent being, and a very inconsistent and a very non-congruent existence. And that's just not the life that God has for you. So hope and pray, man, that made sense, and hope and pray that it's an encouragement to you. Do as Sister Riri does. Shine bright like a diamond. Shine bright like a diamond. Shine bright like a diamond. I don't care. You can't sing, so I sing anyway. See, I'm being, right, an example of what I just preached about, right? I got to practice what I preach. So I don't care if you don't think I can sing, because I know I can't, but that ain't going to stop me. Shine bright like a diamond. Shine bright like a diamond.